Hi friends, we're back. Another week and it's another reading, another attempt at This is the Citadel of Chaos. We did Warlock of Firelock Mountain last week. We were this close to doing it. We got right to the end. We defeated the Warlock. Can you believe? We smashed it. And we had 3 keys for the Warlock's treasure chest. Alas, only 2 of them were the correct keys. So we'll try it again one day, but that's not this day. Today, we're playing the Citadel of Chaos. Now, we've got another stat today. We've got another stat that you can see just down here. We've got a magic stat, which, like we've done with the others, on our cheat mode or on our easy mode, we've maxed it out. This magic allows us to have a variety of spells at our disposal. Have a look at our spell book. Look, we've got Creature Copy, ESP, we've got Fire, Fool's Gold, Illusion, Levitation, Luck, Shielding, Skill, Stamina, Strength, and Weakness. Now, according to the rules in this book, we should have rolled 2 dice, added a 6, and that would be our magic pool. And we can choose that many spells. So we could have chosen the same spell 5 times, for example, using up 5 of our slots. Well, what we're doing instead is, on our easy mode, it's not cheating, it's house rules. What we're doing on our easy mode is we will have access to all of these spells, but we will just have our spell slots diminish every time we use one. That's what we're going to do. So that's what we've got spell-wise. We've got a little description of what each one does in the book, but I'm not going to go through them now. I had a brief read of them earlier. Also, in our inventory, we're a bit light. Last time we had provisions, but this time we only have our sword, our armor, and our lantern. So perhaps we'll be making use of one of those spells to do some healing if we need to. Now, it was very clear in the spells that we can use to restore our luck, our skill, or stamina. We cannot use those in battle. We can use them any other time. The others, I guess we'll get opportunity to choose if we want to use a spell or not. I've never done one of these books where we've used spells before. I've actually actively avoided the spell ones, which is strange because we've got all 4 of the sorcery books, which we'll probably do within the next few weeks. But anyway, let us begin with the Citadel of Chaos. We'll start with the history, shall we? We've got a little history bit before we start the adventure. So, the lawful good folk of the Vale of Willow have lived for some 8 years in awe and fear of the demi-sorcerer Balthus Dire. In awe, since his power is truly awesome, and in fear, ever since word leaked from his domain that his ambitious plans of conquest were to commence within the Vale itself. A faithful half-elf sent on a spying mission to the Black Tower came galloping back to the Vale 3 days ago with a frantic warning. From within the caverns of Crag and Rock, Balthus Dire has recruited an army of chaotics and was preparing them to attack the Vale within the week. The good King Salamon was a man of action. Messengers were sent throughout the Vale that day to prepare defences and to summon the menfolk to action. Riders had also been sent to the great forest of Yore to warn the half-elves that lived there and to make an appeal for allied forces. King Salamon was also a wise man. He knew well that the news would inevitably reach the Grand Wizard of Yore, a white sorcerer of great power who lived deep within the forest. The wizard was old and would not last through a battle of this magnitude, but he schooled a number of young magicians, and perhaps one of his students in the magic arts with courage and ambition would aid the king and his subjects. Do you think that could be us? Could we be a wizard in training, a little Harry Potter? You are the star pupil of the Grand Wizard of Yore. Well, there we are. 10 points to Hufflepuff. That's what we're in. We're not Gryffindors. He's been a difficult master, and your own impatience has often got the better of you. Perhaps a little too headstrong, you left immediately for Salamon's court. The king welcomed you enthusiastically and explained his plan. The battle could be avoided without bloodshed if Balthus were to be assassinated before his army could be amassed. Oh, wait, hang on, are we a wizard or are we an assassin? Maybe we're a magical assassin. The mission ahead of you is extremely perilous. Balthus Dire is surrounded in his citadel by a multitude of appalling creatures. Although magic is your strongest weapon, there will be times when you must rely on your sword to survive. King Salamon has briefed you on your mission and warned you of the dangers that lie ahead. One way through the Citadel is the best for you to take. If you discover it, you will be successful with a minimum of personal risk. It may take you several trips to find the easiest way through. You leave the Vale of Willow on the long hike to the Black Tower. At the foot of the hill of Kraken Rock, you can see its outline against the dark sky. So let's just rewind a second. One way through the Citadel is the best for you to take. So does that mean there is one easy route, the best one to take, or there is just only one correct route? Because it may take us several trips to find the easiest way through. So maybe there must be multiple ways through. But we're maximum stats. I'm not too worried about taking a slightly harder way through. I think we'll be okay. Right, let's turn over. The sun sets. As twilight turns to darkness, you start your climb up the hill towards that forbidding shape silhouetted against the night sky. The Citadel is less than an hour's climb. Some distance from its walls, you stop to rest. A mistake, as it seems a fearful spectre from which there is no escape. The hairs on your neck prickle as you look towards it. But you are ashamed of your fears. With grim resolve, you march onwards towards the main gate, where you know guards will be waiting. You consider your options. You've already thought about claiming to be a herbalist, come to treat a guard with a fever. You could pose as a trader or an artisan, perhaps a carpenter. You could even be a nomad, seeking shelter for the night. As you ponder the possibilities and the yarns you will have to spin on to the guards, you reach the main trail leading up to the gates. 2 lanterns burn on either side of the portcullis. You hear muffled gruntings as you approach, and 2 misshapen creatures step forward. Shall we have a look at them? 2 misshapen creatures step forward. There they are. On the left stands an ugly creature with the head of a dog and the body of a great ape, flexing its powerful arms. Its opposite number is indeed its opposite, with the head of an ape on the body of that of a large dog. This latter guard approaches you on all fours. It stops some meters in front of you, raises itself on its hind legs, and addresses you. Which story will you opt for? So we could pose as the herbalist, we could claim to be a tradesman, or we ask for shelter for the night. I don't know, because what was the claim? What was the claim as a herbalist? We've come to treat a guard with a fever. Surely they would know if there was a guard with a fever, would they not? If I claim to be a tradesman, I mean, looking at my inventory, I've got nothing I can show them. Like, if I was claiming to be a carpenter, which was their example, I've got nothing to show them to prove that. But if I ask for shelter for the night, they might just tell me to fuck off. So, I think I need to be there for a purpose. I think I need to be there for a definite purpose. Shall we try our luck as posing as a herbalist? 261. Oh no. The ape dog asks to see your herbs. Oh, we've just looked at the inventory. We don't have any. Luckily, you grabbed a few handfuls of weeds on your way and you show them. Cocking its head to one side, the creature eyes you suspiciously. It asks you for the name of the guard you've come to treat, something you hadn't planned on. You quickly think of a name to bluff the creature with. We've got 3 options here. Kiltrog, Pincus, or Blag. I mean, we are blagging it, aren't we? We are blagging it, but Kiltrog sounds like a really cool name. Kiltrog, why not? We've come to heal this fictional guard called Kiltrog with these weeds that we just picked up on our way here. The ape dog laughs and tells you that Kiltrog is a lazy good-for-nothing and is not worth saving. You breathe a sigh of relief as he walks back and shouts for the gatekeeper. Moments later, the gatekeeper appears and opens a small doorway to let you in. I can't believe that. What do you think? Do you think that any of those names would have worked? Well, we'll never know. We've picked Kiltrog, and we are going inside the door. To 251. You walk forward into a spacious open courtyard surrounded by large walls. Various lights are burning, and groups of figures are shuffling around in the darkness. In the centre of the courtyard is a large monument of some kind, perhaps a fountain. Looking across the yard, you can see what appears to be the main entrance to the tower. Will you creep around the walls towards the tower, stride boldly across the courtyard, or tiptoe through the shadows towards one of the groups? I think we've got in here under false pretenses, haven't we? We've come in here saying we're here to heal a guard. We don't know where this dude even is. So a bit of a stealthy approach might be a good idea. Although striding boldly like we know where we're going could also be a good one. Shall we tiptoe through the shadows towards one of the groups, just so maybe we could overhear what they're saying? We could get some valuable intel, perhaps, from those shadows. Let's try that. Let's try that. Cautiously, and keeping well out of sight, you creep through the darkness around the edge of the courtyard. There are two groups of creatures in front of you. To the right, you can see two human-like figures talking under a torch fastened to the wall. To the left, a group of 4 creatures of varying shapes and sizes are sitting around a fire eating. Will you approach the 2 by the torch or the group around the fire? I am actually, now I read that, my stomach did rumble a little bit in real life. Shall we go and see the people by the fire? Maybe we can get some free food from them. 339 is where we're headed. A motley crew. We have a picture of them actually. There we are. A motley crew sit around the fire. A warty-faced orc is handing out scraggy chunks of half-cooked meat to the others. A snarling dwarf with green skin is complaining about the size of his piece, while 2 scruffy goblins, a man and a woman, are cuddling each other. They giggle and laugh, and every so often she slaps his ugly face, causing more merriment. As you approach, they stop and turn around to look at you with unwelcoming faces. They sneer at your neat appearance, and a female goblin whispers some comment to her mate. In front of the dwarf, you can see an open box. You can just make out a vial of liquid within it. Will you sit down around the fire, or ask whether you may join them? Ooh. Is it a bit presumptuous to just sit down? Maybe we should ask permission. But they're already looking at me in my fancy pants, aren't they? And with my neat appearance. If I come in here with manners now, they're going to laugh at me even more, aren't they? So, should we just sit down? We're just going to sit down. 1, 3, 4. They are taken aback by your audacity. Rather than waiting for them to talk, you act aggressively and demand to know how they get into the Citadel. Or how to get into the Citadel, sorry. They point to the main entrance, obviously a little bewildered by your confident manner, and whisper amongst themselves. The orc tells you that you will need the password, scimitar, to get in. You ask about the vial of liquid within the box, whereupon they get agitated. Will you press them for more information about the vial, leave them, and head on to the 2 men you saw earlier, or press on towards the Black Tower? Well, I think we've got a password. I'm just going to note that down on my sheet. Scimitar. It's not on the inventory, so don't worry, you're not missing anything. I think should we push our luck? They've just given us a password for free just because we had the audacity to sit down. If we say, tell me what's in that fucking vial, I think they will tell me. So I'm doing it. What's in the bottle? What you got? What you got in there? The creatures become suspicious. As you press them for information, the dwarf springs to his feet, brandishing a wooden club, while the goblin and the orc grab swords and glare at you. The goblin's mistress shrieks and steps back several paces as the others advance towards you. You will have to fight them. You may use a magic spell. Should we use a magic spell? It's giving us an option of 2. Just to refresh you, here's our complete list of magic spells. It's saying we can use a levitation spell, an illusion spell, or we may draw our sword and fight. So shall we have a quick read on what the levitation and illusion spells do? The illusion spell, it's a powerful spell, but one which is a little unreliable. Through this spell, you may create a convincing illusion, e.g. that you have turned into a snake, or that the floor is covered in hot coals, with which to fool a creature. The spell will immediately be cancelled if anything happens which dispels the illusion. E.g. you convince a creature you've turned into a snake and then promptly crack it on the head with your sword. It's most effective against intelligent creatures. I think these guys probably aren't that intelligent, are they? Like, stereotypically, goblins and orcs, They're a little bit dim. So levitation, you may cast a spell onto objects, opponents, and even yourself. It frees its receiver from the effects of gravity, and as such will cause that receiver to float freely in the air under your control. Can I do it? Can I do it on 4 at once though? Is a question. And if I do it on myself, what's to stop them raising the alarm? Shall we forego magic for now? We're quite early on. Shall we sword them? Shall we sword them up good? We're going to draw our sworded fight. Why not? 213. I know it said magic was our most powerful weapon, but we're not going to waste it against these low-level guys, are we? Are we? You draw your sword just in time, as the dwarf is almost upon you. We have to fight each in turn. So we may escape by making off the monument in the centre of the courtyard at any time, but I think we should fight them. So even though there were 4 people here, we've only got 3 to fight here. We've got the dwarf, skill 5, stamina 6, the goblin, skill 6, stamina 4, and the orc, skill 5, stamina 7. So let us get ready for some combat. I made it a bit bigger this week, so I'll just input my stats. So I was a skill of 12 with a stamina of 24, and my luck is also 12. The first enemy we were facing was the dwarf, who was 5 and 6. And we're just going to let this handle the combat for us. So, prepare to fight. That's a win. We're off to a very good start. We're stabbing a little fella. He's not taking it very, very well. But we'll stab him again. He'll soon become accustomed to it, I think. Right, let's fight. Right, one more, and the dwarf is dead. We did it. So, after the dwarf, we must fight the goblin, who had a skill of 6 and a stamina of 4. So we only need to hit this guy twice to defeat him. And this should be an easy fight. We outskill these guys very, very easily, thanks to easy mode. It's a draw, can you believe that? Well, we're going to keep going until you're dead. There we go, dead. And the final one was the orc, 5 and 7. He has got the most stamina of any enemy we've faced thus far this evening. That doesn't mean we're not going to make short work of him, because of course we will. We're a renowned swordsman, as well as a bright up-and-coming magician person. There we go. He's dead. He's 100% dead. So, we now turn to 2, 3, 5. We defeated them all. We've killed them all. It's a bit murder hobo-y, but I didn't write this. You know, they wouldn't have given me the option if they didn't want me to kill these people. Just cut them all down where they're just having a nice little campfire. Afraid that the commotion may have attracted attention, you peer out into the darkness. Nothing seems to be happening. Going through the pockets of the creatures, you find, we better update our inventory, we find 8 gold pieces. We also find copper key. I'll show you this inventory in a sec. A jar of ointment. Oh, I can take any 2 of these with us. What's going to be most useful then? I've marked all that down. Let's just have a look at the inventory. Here we are right now. So 8 gold pieces, a copper key, and a jar of ointment. I mean, I'm sure we'll find plenty more gold as we go along. Surely. Should we keep the key in the ointment? I hope we don't need any gold. Right. So I'm just gonna. Yeah. God, what mess. There we go. That's our inventory right now. So we've gone for copper key and ointment. We're not going to get any gold for now. Turning to the vial of liquid, that's what started this ruckus in the first place. You make out an inscription on the lid written in runes. Your heart leaps as you realise that this is a potion of magic and very rare. Within the vial is enough liquid for 2 doses, and each has the effect of raising your magic score by 1 point, allowing you the energy to use 1 extra spell. You may take this potion with you to use after using any spell. When you drink the potion, you need not cross that spell off your list. Well, we're not doing that anyway. We're not doing that anyway. But I'll mark it on the. I'll mark it on. So we've got two doses of it. 2 potion of. It's magic with a K. They've spelled it. I'm not sure I'm a fan, because it's going to look like I've done a typo. I haven't. So, there we are, up-to-date inventory, 2 potion of magic, which is going to basically give us 2 free uses of magic. We're already at 18 points anyway for magic. So, now, you may carry on either towards the Citadel, or over to the 2 men talking by the torchlight. Thanks, Mrs. Rusty, Mrs. Busty. Right, let's shut that off. What a good egg. I don't think we should talk to anybody else for now. We've already murdered 4 people. Well, 3 people. I don't know what happened to the other one. Maybe we got a 2 for 1 with the goblins, or maybe a 3 for 2 if she was pregnant. That'd be a thing. Right. So let's not talk to the guys. We're going to go to the Citadel. Get out of here, you bugger. Which was 245. You set off towards the Citadel. Although the night air is calm, you hear a faint whistling which rapidly gets louder and louder until a strong gust of wind hits you with such a force you can barely move against it. You shield your eyes until the blast retreats slightly, and as you open them, you see a ghostly female face inside what appears to be a living whirlwind. There she is. She mouths words at you which you cannot make out, but some seconds after she's finished talking, the message reaches you. She seems to find your appearance offensive and is challenging you with words of abuse. You grab at your sword, but she laughs. Will you ignore her and continue? Talk to her, or use your magic to see her off? Well, we're going to use our fucking magic to see her off. They were suspicious of me because I looked fancier than them, right? She is taking offense at my appearance. It's like, you're not much to look at. I mean, she's gone now. Let's get her up. You're not much to look at either, all right? You're made of fucking wind. You're made of wind. Right, we're going to use our magic to see her off. 47. So we have three options here. 3 options. Let's get our spell book up, shall we? So the 3 options it's giving us are the creature copy spell. So creature copy. Let's have a little look at what it does. What it says on the tin: the spell will allow you to conjure up an exact duplicate of any creature you are fighting. The duplicate will have the same skill and stamina scores and the same powers as its original, but the duplicate will be under the control of your will, and you may instruct it to attack the original creature and then sit back and watch the battle. We're not doing that. The other option was the illusion spell, which I don't think we'll do either. That picture's gone now. It wasn't disappearing. So we're not going to do that either. The levitation spell. Could we use that to, like, blow it away? Let's use the levitation spell. So we're going to drop our spells down by 1. Levitation spell. Final answer. Dismayed, she watches as you float into the air above you. She spins herself frantically, trying to suck you down. I'm married. But you're out of reach. You taunt her with a smile and a wave and float over towards the black tower, setting yourself down outside the main entrance. Turn to 218. Well, we got away with that, didn't we? We got away with that. We've used our first spell, and I think quite successfully. In front of you is a large wooden door, firmly locked. You may either knock 3 times for the guard, or you may use a strength spell to try and open it. Oh, now what does the strength spell do? The strength spell, it has the effect of increasing your strength greatly. Well, no shit. And is very useful when battling strong creatures. However, it must be exercised with caution, as it's difficult to control your own strength when it's suddenly increased by so much. Shall we knock on the door then? Because I don't want to kick it down and knock the whole castle over. We'll try and maintain some element of stealthiness, shall we? Let's knock on the door. What's the worst that could happen? The guard doesn't let us in and we murder him anyway? Right? Oh, we've got a picture of this guard. The door opens and a large, brutish creature steps out. It has a sharp horn in the middle of its forehead, and its skin appears to be armor-plated. It grunts to ask you what you want and demands the password before letting you in. Ooh, we know a password. We got told a password by the orc. The password was scimitar. Do you know the password? Yes, we do. 273. Off we go. Let's hope he wasn't lying to us. Let's hope he wasn't lying. So, is the password scimitar, Ganges, or Kraken? Ooh, well, let's hope it is scimitar then, because that's the only one we've been given. Scimitar 371. Off we go. Please let me in, sir. Please let me in. The creature grunts and opens the door to let you in. Yes. You are in a narrow hallway. This continues for several meters and ends in a doorway. Halfway along the passage you can see an archway where some steps lead downwards. Will you go forwards to the door or creep down the steps? Why would we creep down the steps? We're looking to sneak in here, aren't we? To assassinate Balthus Dire to prevent a war or an invasion or something, weren't we? Balthus Dire I don't think would be hiding downstairs somewhere, would he? Would he? There could be good loot downstairs though, we don't know. We don't know if we're going to need, like for Warlock of Firetop Mountain, we needed the keys, we needed the right keys to win the game, and maybe we need the right stuff to kill Balthus Dire. Maybe it's not just about our spells. No, fuck it, we're going to walk forward towards the door in front of us. After this tea. Okay, we're going to go forwards towards the door. You try the handle of the door and it turns, opening into another hallway. Some distance along, the passageway turns to the right and ends shortly in another door. On this door is a sign which reads, "Please ring for butler." A rope, evidently the bell, hangs by the door. Will you ring as instructed or try the door handle? We could ring. Should we ring? Let's ring the doorbell. Let's ring the doorbell. After several moments, the door opens slowly and a hunchbacked, misshapen creature with rotten teeth, ragged hair and tattered clothes stands in front of you. We've got a picture of him. We've got a picture of him actually. There he is. What? He's quite a looker. He's quite a looker. "Hey, yes, sir." "What can I do for you?" growls the half-human creature. "I am expected," you reply, and walk past him through the door with confidence. He's a little bewildered by your manner and stammers, not knowing whether to challenge you or not. "Which way to the reception room?" you demand. He squints at you through one eye and motions towards the left fork in the passage, a short distance ahead. Will you believe him and take the left fork, or do you distrust this shifty creature and take the right fork? I'm not sure I do trust him, but I don't want to judge him on his looks. Maybe he's just born fuck ugly. He can't help that. That doesn't mean he's evil, necessarily. But he did do that weird laugh. "Yes, sir." I mean, I know I did that when I read it, but it's written here. Heh. I've got no reason to not believe him, but the fact that they've put that in there makes me think we should take the right fork. I don't know. I'm going to keep my finger in here, in case we make an instant death decision. Right, we've taken the right fork. A little way up the passage, there's a doorway on the right-hand side. The door has some strange scrawlings on it, but they're in a language you do not understand. Will you try opening the door, or you continue up the passage. I have a feeling that any route we take is just going to be certain death now. Shall we try that door? Shall we see what happens? You try the handle and it turns. You can hear nothing coming from inside the room, so you open the door to look around. The room is small, with a golden candlestick on the table, but suddenly you hear a creaking sound coming from the floor. Too late, you realise that the stones beneath your feet are shifting to reveal a trap. You fall feet first into a pit. As you hit the bottom and you roll sideways down another passage, you continue rolling downwards. Try as you might, you cannot stop yourself rolling head over heels until eventually you come to a halt in a small chamber. But the shock has been too much for you. As the world goes black around you, you hear excited chatterings. Then you pass out. Now it doesn't say I'm dead, not yet. It says I turn to 234, but I wonder if we turn to 234, that's just the paragraph that says you are dead. Let's find out. This could be a very, very short attempt here, a half an hour. 234, is that? Yes, 234 is where we're going. An hour or so later, you hear a shuffling noise outside. Looking through the bars in the door, you can see a lizard-like creature shuffling down the corridor, carrying a mug and bowl. The beast has two heads which talk to each other as he walks. Its skin is grey and scaly, and a long tail follows it up the passage. It stops at your door and pushes the bowl and mug through a small opening into your cell, then shambles off to sit at a table across the hall. You've been given bread and broth. Will you eat and drink, or you call out to this creature, a calicorn, to take your food? Oh, sorry. To take your food, turn to 397. If you wish to shout to the calicorn, turn to 69. Shall we... We don't need to eat, really. We don't need to replenish any stamina or anything. Shall we try and engage it? Shall we try and make a little conversation? Maybe make a little friend? The creature is not very talkative, but you do discover that you are in the dungeons beneath the Black Tower, and you will probably never be released unless you're given to the Ganges for sport. When you question him about Balthus Die, he goes silent. You had better try a spell to get you out of this prison. Turn to 193. Well, I know it'll give us a choice of spells to use probably, but let's just get our spell book up just to remind ourselves that here are all the options we've got. Let's turn to 193 and see what it's going to offer us. So, the spells are Fool's Gold, ESP, or Illusion. So, shall we see? We know what Illusion does. Shall we see what Fool's Gold and ESP do? Fool's Gold turns an ordinary rock into a pile of what appears to be gold. However, the spell is merely a form of illusion spell, although more reliable than the illusion spell below, and the pile of gold will soon turn back to rock. That's that one. ESP. With this spell, you will be able to tune into psychic wavelengths. It may help you to read a creature's mind, or may tell you what is behind a locked door. However, it is sometimes prone to give misleading information if one psychic source is close to another. Oh, okay. So, should we try ESP? Because we can get the intel out of him without him even knowing. We've read his mind. Alright, we're going to try ESP. Let's put our magic use down one. And we're trying ESP on 1, 2, 3. You concentrate, and images from the calicorn flash through your mind. You see a plate full of dead snakes, then a similar looking creature with greyish skin, possibly the female of its species. Then you feel a great sense of pleasure as you see an unfortunate creature bound to the wall, having its toes tickled with a burning torch. Then you see the plate of snakes again. Evidently, this creature thinks about little but the simple pleasures of its miserable life, and you will not learn much about how to escape. You'd better try a Fool's Gold spell or an Illusion spell. If you have neither, turn to 283. I wonder if the Fool's Gold one doesn't work. Do we get another option to use the Illusion and vice versa? I think let's use Illusion then. Let's drop it. Let's drop our spell down to what, 15 now, and let's use Illusion. Maybe we'll make it think we're not here. You concentrate on your illusion. You can either convince him that he's being attacked by an enemy, or make yourself disappear in the hope he'll come looking for you. I said we'll make it look like we've escaped. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna disappear. He'll come in. He'll unlock the gate, the door. He'll come in and go, oh, what's going on here? We'll lock him in there as we get out, and then we'll go look for his girlfriend that we've just read his mind about. We'll tickle her toes, shall we? Right, we're gonna make ourselves disappear with illusion. 246. That's where we're going. You disappear. You can, however, still watch the calicorn from your cell. To your consternation, the beast has not noticed that you have gone. What a shit guard! What a shit guard! You wait patiently, but to no avail. And now you start to worry that the spell will soon be wearing off. You kick the dust at your feet. The creature looks up and rushes over to your cell door. You're nowhere to be seen. It opens your door and enters the cell. But as it does so, your spell begins to wear off. Try to trick me, eh? Says the calicorn as it grabs you. You'll now have to fight the creature. It has a skill of 9 and a stamina of 8. It's the toughest one we fought so far. You may cast a weakness spell on it, which will reduce its skill to 5. I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to, because, I mean... Oh, let's get rid of the spell bit. Our skill, we still outskill it anyway. It is higher, so there's a chance we might take a hit, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. We only need to defeat him in battle 4 times to beat him, and that's we can even use luck to do some extra damage if we really, really want. Although I'd rather save luck for if we have to do any luck tests. So let's fight the creature as is without a weakness spell. Boom! 1 hit to us. That's alright, we'll take that. We'll go again. Boom! 2 hits. 1 for each of his lizardy heads. Can we get a clean sweep? Of course we can. 1 more hit, he's out. He's dead. Pow! Defeated. We have beaten the calicorn, of course we have. And now we get to turn 2. We may leave the jail along a passageway which runs northwards. Turn to 174. The passageway twists and turns, eventually ending in a flight of stairs going upwards. You climb the stairs and find yourself in a short passage ending at a dead end. As you examine the wall, you discover a short lever, which you pull. Why would I just pull it? Give me the option to pull it. Come on. The rock face ahead opens slightly and closes behind you as you walk through. You're now standing in front of a door which is locked. We're trying to break it down, or you cast a strength spell to smash it to bits. Well, I think in any case we're breaking the door down, aren't we? I think we should guarantee that we're going to get it. Should we use the strength spell? Why not? 116. Strength spell being used. We're down to 14 of our magic points. 116. We're obliterating this door and anyone behind it. Your super-powered hands grip the handle and tug. It comes off in your grip. Oh no. You bunch up a fist and slam it into the center of the door. The wood cracks and breaks, allowing you to break through into the room beyond. Well, that's good. That's good. We broke a door handle, but that's okay. That's okay. We can replace it with the body of Balthus Dyer. We'll use a strength spell. We'll crush his body up really small into the shape of a door handle, and we'll put it back. That way we win the day, and we've fixed our mess. So 210 is where we're going. You now stand in a large round room. It's lit by a single torch fixed into one wall. There's no furniture in the room, save for a rough wooden table and chair in the centre. Hovering above the table, fast asleep, is a very small man, dressed in a green shirt and pantaloons. And look, here he is. There he is, he's asleep. What should we do? He cannot be more than a metre tall, and you cannot believe that he's still asleep after your noisy entrance. You hear a creak and turn to your right in time to see a small catapult fire a missile of some sort straight at you. It's going to hit you unless you use a shielding spell. If you use this spell, turn to 192. If you cannot or will not, turn to 359. Well, let's use it then. Let's use it. We're not going to... He's probably not asleep. He's probably concentrating on his magic to fire that catapult himself. So we've got to reduce our spells again because we're using a shielding and we're turning to 192. I ain't taking this shit from a little midgety fella. You cast the spell just in time. The missile hits your magical shield and splatters against it, dribbling on the floor. You test the resulting mush to see what it was. You were nearly hit by a tomato. Oh, that seems like a waste of a spell now. In the center of the room, the sleeping figure is stirring. Turn to 29. Cautiously, you approach the little man. As you get close, a single eye opens and looks you straight in the face. A wide grin spreads between the creature's ears, and he disappears. "Good morning to you," says a chirpy little voice behind you, and you swivel around to see him standing there, still grinning. "I'm O'Shamus the leprechaun," he chuckles, and holds his hand out to you. He seems friendly enough. Will you shake his hand and try to befriend him, or draw your sword? He only fired a tomato at us, didn't he? He was being playful. But still, an attack is an attack. We should kill him. We should kill him. No, let's befriend him. We're going to make friends with the little fella. We'll turn to 271. 271. We'll shake his hand. He better not have like a little electric buzzer in there or something. You grasp his hand and introduce yourself, and cry out as the nerves down your arm go numb. O'Shamus bursts out laughing. Lose 1 skill point. Oh man, what? Lose a skill point? That's shit. You bastard. As you were using your sword arm, you're becoming angry, but the little man continues to shake your hand and laugh. A laugh comes from behind you, and you look around and see him floating in the air, grinning. But you are still shaking his hand in front of you. Or are you? In fact, you now realise you're frantically shaking hands with a stuffed dummy, which is flopping around on the end of your arm as you shake it. You throw it to the ground, but it's stuck to your hand. This situation is ludicrous, and you're becoming very angry. "Just a little joke," says the leprechaun, who snaps his fingers. The dummy disappears. "Now, what can I do for you?" Will you ask him the way onwards, or draw your sword? I think we've had enough of this guy's bullshit, haven't we? But I feel like he could be useful. Let's get the information out of him and then kill him. Yes, 348 is where we're going. Have you got anything valuable you can tell me? "Oh, I should go this way," says O'Shamus. "These are not pleasant parts. These 3 doors are the only way onward. 2 of them are very dangerous. The other one is very smelly. On the opposite side of the room are 3 doors. One has a brass handle, one has a copper handle, and one has a bronze handle." Well, actually, if you recall, in our inventory, we have a copper key. So should we perhaps go for the copper-handled door, or should we ask for his advice? That was it. So the options are brass-handled door, copper-handled door, bronze-handled door, or ask his advice. But I'm not sure if we can take his advice seriously. We'll keep our finger on this page just in case we need to rewind time. I'm going to ask his advice, and plan B is we'll try the copper-handled door. So let's see what he says first. "Which would I take, eh?" he muses. "Let's see. I would not take the 2 doors to the left of the copper-handled one, nor the door to the right of the bronze-handled one. I would not take the 2 doors to the left of the copper-handled one, nor the door to the right of the bronze-handled one." What? So there are 3 doors. I would not take the 1, 2... Oh, I would not take the 1, comma, or the door, 2 doors to the left of the copper-handled one. So the copper-handled one has to be on the right-hand side. So he wouldn't take door number 1. Copper is door number 3. Nor the door to the right of the bronze-handled one. So we know bronze has to be 1 or 2. He wouldn't take door number 1. And the door to the right of the bronze-handled one could either be 2 or 3. So hang on. Copper is 3 for sure, because there are 2 doors to the left of it. So he wouldn't take door number 1. He also wouldn't take the door to the right of the bronze-handled one. So we're either door number 2 or number 3, copper or bronze then. Oh no, hang on, right. The door to the right of the bronze-handled one could be the brass-handled door. So brass could be number 2. Bronze could be number 1. So don't take the 1, 2 to the left, which could be bronze. Don't take the one to the right, which would be brass. I mean, I could just be making this up. I'm going to go for the copper one because we've got a copper key. That was my first instinct. I was just asking him for advice to back it up. You open the door and step out into a long, dark corridor. Turn to 188. We didn't even need to use the key. Now I'm wondering if we've taken the right door. We'll find out. Turn to 188. Don't fuck me up. Don't fuck me up. A sudden, intense flash of light bursts out in front of you. You shield your eyes and then rub them, but you cannot see. Panic hits you as you hear a low, growling noise. Padded footsteps come closer, and you cry out in pain as this unseen creature roars and embeds its sharp teeth in your leg. Will you cast a strength spell, cast a weakness spell, or draw your sword and slash out at the creature? We can't even see, though. Should we cast a weakness spell to maybe that it will let go after that? I don't know. I don't know. If we draw our sword, maybe we should, let's draw our sword. Let's see what happens. Let's draw our sword. You slash about madly with your sword, but cannot hit the creature. Either it's extremely quick, or it has no solid body for you to hit. Its teeth are now tearing at your flesh, and you can feel blood on your leg. You'll have to protect yourself with magic or face certain death from this unseen creature. Will you cast a strength spell or a weakness spell? If you cannot or will not cast either, okay, let's cast the weakness spell then. I did toy with that idea before. We should have just done it. So weakness, we're using the spell. Our spells now go down to 12. We've used a third of our spells, guys. Although we do have in the inventory 2 potions of magic to get us back up 2 points. So we'll keep those in the bank for a little bit, because you never know, we might do something that increases our magic anyway. It'd be good to increase our skill back up. Although we do have a spell for that too in our spell book. We've got the skill spell. So if needs be, we can get ourselves back up to max. But we're still 11. It's still a very good skill to have. Right, so you cast your weakness spell. Hopefully, you wait for the creature's strength to fade, but as its teeth still mauled you, you are dismayed to find its attack is becoming more ferocious. You cannot feel your leg now. The pain is intense. You feel faint and lose consciousness as the jaws close on your throat. Turn to 323. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no. What if we're about to die? What if we're about to die? You awake and look around. As your memory returns, you are amazed that you can see. Your leg feels tender, but is uninjured. You hear a small chuckle coming from above you, and suddenly the whole thing makes sense. Floating above you is O'Shamus, now laughing loudly. This whole thing has been one big practical joke. You're enraged and leap to your feet, but as you glare at the funny little man rolling about the air in hysterics, you can't help but see the funny side too. You chuckle, then giggle, then laugh loudly. For some time, the two of you roar with laughter until tears stream down your faces. When you're both able to control yourselves, you eventually settle down to chat. He's a pleasant little man. Before you leave, he says, "Indeed, you are a good sport. The way ahead is fraught with danger, though, but perhaps these will help you." With a wave of his hand, a sword and a plate appear on the table. The sword is a magic battle sword and will add 1 point to the dice roll when throwing for your attack strength. The plate is, in fact, a silver mirror of fine workmanship. You may take these with you, but you will have to leave behind your old sword. Okay, and then we can choose a door to go through again, and I think we'll still go through copper. So let's update. We're leaving our old sword behind, so now this becomes magic battle sword. Oh my god, how exciting. And a silver plate. No, a silver mirror. Silver. He did refer to it as a plate, though, didn't it? So in our inventory right now, let's get you all up to date. We've got the magic battle sword, the leather armor, the lantern, copper key, the ointment. We don't know what it does yet. 2 potions of magic and a silver mirror. And I think we will go through the copper handled door because we have the copper key. So that is 144. Is it? Or is that back where we... Is that the one we already went to? No. The door opens and you enter a narrow corridor. You follow it for some time until you finally come to another door. This time, a wide carved door with the inscription Wine Cellar set into it. You try the handle and it opens. Poking your head round the door, you can see rows and rows of racks full of bottles. Full of wine? I imagine so, it's the wine cellar. The room is dimly lit by several candles. Your opening the door has caused a little bell to ring, and a figure is limping towards you up one of the aisles. We've got a picture of said figure. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure if we should be here. Here is the figure. Will you draw your sword and prepare to defend yourself, or see what this fellow might have to say? I don't know. He's sort of... I can't tell if that is hair or fire on the top of his head. He looks naked, except for maybe he's wearing a loincloth. It's not much clearer in this picture than it is in the one that you can see. Shall we see what this fellow might have to say? Let's do it. 56. What have you got to say, fellow? Oh, come on. Oh. The black elf approaching you is skinny and ragged. He asks whether you are a guest or an adventurer. You tell him you are a guest. Come down to sample the wine he keeps in his famous wine cellar. With a certain pride, he shows you the vintage bottle he keeps for his lord, the demi-sorcerer. Some of them, he claims, have magical powers. He offers to let you sample the wine. Will you try a sample of the red wine, the white wine, the rosé wine, or decline his offer and make your way onwards? Well, that's going to poke holes in my story, isn't it? I've said to him that I've come here to sample the wine, and now he's offering it to me. I'm all right. Shall we go for the red? I mean, I don't know. We'll go for red. What's the worst that could happen? Poison? Dead? Probably. You taste the wine and nod. The vintage is indeed excellent, with a refreshing fruity taste. You try a little more and start to feel lightheaded. You may add 2 stamina points and 3 luck points for finding such an excellent beverage. We haven't actually lost any stamina so far on this adventure, nor have we used any luck. You thank the elf and press onwards. Turn to 95. Well, that's all right then. I thought we were up for maybe a bit of a fight there, but we're all right. At the far end of the wine cellar is a wooden door, which you try. It opens out into a passageway, which leads onwards for several meters. Turn to 367. I will. Some way along the passage, you arrive at a 4-way junction. You take a path to the north, which eventually leads you to a large wooden door. You can hear nothing by listening at the keyhole. Will you try to open the door slowly and quietly, or charge the door down? Well, let's try it slowly first, and then if needs be, we'll break it. So we'll try it slowly and quietly. It's better like that sometimes, guys. Just ask you why. The handle turns and you step into a dark room. Turn to 257. 257. What awaits us? You look around the room. It's lit only by your torch. Well, it's a lantern, actually. Although a fairly large room, it has a little furniture in it. Although a large boulder sliced flat resembles a table, and a smaller rock forms a sort of stool behind it. In one corner, a pile of rocks are held together with mud. You cannot imagine their purpose, though they support 3 wooden chests. Then you jump with fright as your torch lights up a large creature, seemingly made of rock itself. Here he is. Here he is. And just like that, as soon as we see a monster made of rock speak at the devil, we're being raided by Vikiru. Hello, thank you very much for coming in. We're doing a wonderful adventure today. So I hope you've had a wonderful time. What have you been doing lately? What have you been doing? Have you been playing some farming sim? We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out. Shout out at Vikiru. Let me see what's been happening. Valheim. Well, thanks very much for coming in. How is things and how was your stream? We're doing alright so far. We're doing Citadel of Chaos. a fighting fantasy book. We've got some cool shit going on. We've got so many spells. Have you seen? We've got a lovely little spell book here. We've got magic going on. And I don't know what's happening here, but we've got a man made of mud that's just appeared, or we just come into his room. So come along and join us. Get a lovely drink. We're drinking tea today out of the wonderful mug, and we're here in the Rusty's Tavern. So if you like a bit of story time, settle in, because I think we got a good chance of winning today. We almost won last week the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. We got right to the end. We killed the Warlock, but we were missing one key we needed to open his treasure chest. So still count it as a win. We'll still count it as a win. So it's roughly human-shaped, although somewhat larger. Its eyes are staring straight at you, but you cannot be sure it is actually seeing you. Will we run for the other door, attempt to speak with the creature, or move slowly towards the boxes in the corner? I mean, shall we go for the treasure chests? If the worst that could happen is he'll attack us, but that's okay because we can fight him off. Let's go for the chests. Let's go for the treasure chests. At your first movement, the creature seems to break from its trance and steps towards you. Seeing this, you may either run for the door at the far end, or make for the boxes and risk taking on this silent giant. I'm going for the loot. We'll kill the creature and take his loot and his woman at the end of it. The golem advancing towards you is a slow-moving creature, and you reach the boxes easily. You curse as you find they're all locked. Fuck. As you struggle with the locks, the golem closes in on you. May draw your sword and fight the creature, cast a fire spell, cast a creature copy spell, or forget the boxes and race for the door. Shall we cast creature copy? We do have creature copy. We've got every spell. So let's drop our spells down by one. We're going to use creature copy. We're going to use creature copy and let him fight himself. See how he likes that. A perfect copy of the golem forms in front of you. You command it to attack the real golem, which is now almost upon you. Resolve the battle of the golems. Okay, so we're going to have to change our stats here then, because it's no longer my stats. It's 8 and 10. We won't use luck in this battle, so we won't change that. Against 8 and 10, so we're the one on the left. We'll see if our creation can win the fight. If not, we'll have to step in. So, fight, my golem. It's a draw. Of course it's a draw. You're very evenly matched. We'll go again, though. Good so far. We need 4 more wins against this guy, and hopefully he gets no wins against us. Although I'm sure we could take him in the fight. I don't really want to fight him. Another win. We'll take it. Let's keep going. Lose. God, this is much quicker than just rolling my own dice. Come on, win my guy. Right, one more hit for us to win the fight. Shit. One more win for us to win the fight. Yes! Alright, we've done it. We prevailed. My copy has prevailed. So if your creation beats the original, turn to 147. We will. The golem crashes to the ground and breaks into pieces. With relief, you walk over to the boxes to examine them. They were all locked though, weren't they? Will you open the first, second, or third box? Let's open the first one. We'll do them in order, shall we? So 260. After some struggling, the box opens. Inside is a silver key. Oh, we're going to put that into our inventory. That's good shit. We got 2 keys now. We've got 2 keys. Let's keep the inventory up, shall we? So we've got a copper key and a silver key. I don't know what we're going to use them for. Do we try and use the key on the second box, try and use it on the third box, or take the key and make for the exit door? What if the key isn't for one of these boxes and we break it inside the box and we need it later? I'm going to use the key in the second box. What's the worst that could happen? We can find another key, a bigger key. The key turns, and removing the lock, you open the box to find another key, this time cut in a glowing green metal. Ooh, okay. Okay, so let's add this. We've got a green key now. A green key. Will you try this new key on the third box, or leave the room with the 2 keys? Well, we've got to try on the third box, haven't we? We've got to try on the third box. The key turns, the lock clicks open, and you look inside the box. Inside the box is a glass jar, and in this jar is a spider. But not a normal spider. This creature has the face of an old man. He's talking to you, but you cannot make out what he's saying. A noise startles you, and you spin around to see that the door, the one you came through, is beginning to open. You put the jar in your bag and make for the other door. Well, we better add in then spider jar, I guess we'll call it. We got spider jar, old man as a spider in a jar. That's quite a weird inventory we've got, but it's ours. We've collected it on this adventure, so we got to make do. We got to make do. Let's get out of here. We're turning to 237. You open the door and step forwards into a passageway, which runs eastwards for several meters and then ends at the foot of a staircase. You climb the stairs and eventually find yourself in a narrow passageway. A short distance ahead, you can see an opening into a large, well-lit room. You press on forwards. Turn to 169. Oh, we've got, what are we looking at on 169? Here we are, guys. This is 169. The room you're in is some sort of a grand dining hall. A long table large enough to seat some 40 or 50 people stands in the centre, edged with chairs. Various doors and passageways lead from the room, but you are particularly interested in two wide staircases which lead upwards to either end of a balcony overlooking the hall. Paintings and suits of armour decorate the walls. The room is empty. We take the left-hand staircase upwards. The right hand, investigate the paintings or investigate the suits of armour. I don't know what we're going to gain. I don't know what we're going to gain by investigating the paintings or the armour. So I'm going to take the left hand staircase is what I'm going to do. The staircase creaks as your foot falls on it. You try to ascend as quietly as possible, but the old timbers groan under your weight. Wow, fat shaming much? Suddenly, one of the stairs clicks as if to trigger a switch of some kind. To your surprise, all the stairs flick downwards. You're now standing on a smooth, steep slope. Try as you might, you cannot keep your balance, and you fall down the slope, tumbling head over heels. If you wish to use a levitation spell, you may fly up and out of danger. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's use a levitation spell. So we're now down to 10 spells. We'll use the levitation spell to land on the balcony above. 363. 363. 363. Along the balcony are 3 doors. Will you try the door to the left, the door in the centre, or the door to the right? We'll try the door to the left first, I think. 228. The door is very strong. It's locked. It's made of solid oak. It's unlikely you'll break it down, but you may try. Otherwise, you could use a strength spell to smash it. The lock is copper, and you could try using a copper key if you have one. I do have one! So let's use the copper key, 296. We'll save the spells. We're getting through them now. And if we've got a key, we should at least make an attempt to use it, shouldn't we? The key turns and the door opens. Turn to 292. Well, that's not far away, is it? Ooh. Oh, hello. Hello. There's a lady in here. Guys, there's a lady. Hello? Hello, what's she doing here? The room is an elegant bedchamber, plushly decorated with fine lace and a fur carpet. What are we talking about, her or the floor? What? Excuse me? In the centre of the room is a large four-poster bed. Sitting up in the bed, evidently awakened by all the commotion, is a beautiful sylph-like woman with long dark hair and deep piercing eyes. What right have you in here? She screams at you. With those words, her eyes turn blood red, and 2 jets of liquid fire shoot from them directly. Would you create a shielding spell to protect yourself, leave the room quickly, or tell her you have a special gift for her? What's the special gift? Well, my dick. I have my penis. My penis is here for you. I don't want it. I don't want it. Who does? Who does? I kind of feel like we should create the shielding spell, but what have I got gift-wise? What have I got? If I look at the inventory, what have we got? We could give her a spider in a jar. What woman doesn't want a spider in a jar? We could give her a silver mirror. so she can squat over the mirror and do whatever women do when they squat over mirrors. I don't know. I'm going to tell her I've got a gift for it, and then we'll see what the options are. 42. I hope we don't die. We could have used a shielding spell. Okay. She blinks, and the jets of fire disappear. What will you offer her? Oh, I can offer her the silver mirror. I can offer her a hairbrush, or I can offer her the jar containing a Spider-Man. Okay. Shall we? I'm going to give her the mirror. I'd rather keep the spider jar for now. I don't know why. I feel attached to the little old fella. I'm going to offer her a mirror. 138. Because then, what she shoots fire out of her eyes, it reflects back, boom, kills her. What do I want with that? She exclaims. Again, her eyes turn deep red and jets of fire shoot towards you. Will you cast a shielding spell or leave the room and head down the corridor? Fuck you then, we're going to cast a shielding spell. That's another spell down. Let's get rid of the inventory. We're casting the spell. 376. Bitch has got to die, I'm sorry. I don't know what she'd want it for. What does anyone want a mirror for? I barely look at them. You cast your shielding spell. Alas and alack! This spell is ineffective against magical weapons. The jets of fire sear straight through your shield and burn into your own eyes. Screaming in pain, you drop to the floor. The curtain of death drops over you. You have failed in your mission. Oh. Well, dead. 100% dead. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. What was the other option? If we can just rewind time a bit, we'll see if that one leads straight to death as well. Do you know what? We'll take it as a death. We'll take it as a death, but also it's not cheating, it's easy mode. We're respawning, we're loading, we did a quick save. And we are not casting the shielding spell. We'll take the hit for using the spell, so we won't put the counter back up. But we're gonna leave the room and head down the corridor for the middle room. That's what we'll do now. We'll see how it plays out this way. Because otherwise, we'll never know. We'll never know. And we'll have to start this again one day. From the beginning. And we made a lot of progress. So, you listen at the door and can hear squeaky voices laughing and squabbling. You try the handle and the door opens. Inside is a brightly coloured room. A few small beds are in one corner, and strewn about the floor are small mannequins of various brutish creatures. Along the right-hand wall is a large box, and just beyond the box is a door. In the centre of the room, and looking up at you quizzically, are three small creatures. Here they are. You can't really see them very well, they're behind my stats. They're human-like, but have green skin, pointed ears, and slit-like eyes. What will your approach be? Will you draw your sword or prepare to fight them? Oh my god, we're going to kill the younglings. We're going to kill the younglings. Look in your pack for something to offer them, or walk confidently across the room to the far door. I don't know what we've got in our pack that we can offer them. Unless we give them a jar with a spider in it. Shall we try that? Shall we try that? Alright, I'm going to look in my pack for something to offer them. What will you offer them? Let's look at our inventory again. A pocket myriad, we don't have that. A spider in a jar, we do have that. Or a handful of small berries, we don't have that. So we'll have to offer them a spider in a jar. I wonder if we'd offered that lady a spider in a jar, would she have let it like crawl into her vag or something? Is that what magic ladies are into? Like the spiders crawling around all in their vag? Who knows? Who knows? And what are these little kids going to do with it? I don't know. Do they have vages? We shouldn't talk about this. They are revolted by your gift and run over to the corner of the room, hiding under the beds. Somewhat puzzled by their behaviour, you leave the jar on the floor and make for the door on the far side of the room. So we must remove spider jar from our inventory. It's gone. It's out of here. We don't have a jar with an old man spider anymore. We turn to 140. We may still die from these new decisions. You leave the room and head down a short corridor. Some meters down, you find yourself at the foot of a staircase. This is a spiral staircase which leads right up into the Citadel tower. Could that be where Balthus Dire is awaiting? If it is, we should go up there and kill him, right? You climb the stairs cautiously and eventually arrive on a small landing with 2 doorways in front of you. Will you take the left-hand door or the right-hand door? Left? I mean, it's a guess. It's a guess. We don't have any information. The door opens, allowing you into a large circular room. We have actually got a picture of this one. You scratch your head quizzically. In the centre of the room, you can see a small island surrounded by a wide trench, on which stands a chest locked with metal fastenings. The trench is too wide to jump and is very deep. Just inside the door is a length of rope. A door leads from the room opposite the door you came in through. Will you ignore the box and walk around the trench near the door? Cast a strength spell and leap across the trench. Why don't we use a levitate spell? Or pick up the rope and formulate a plan. Should we cast the strength spell then? It does say though it can have unintended consequences, but I wanted to use the levitate spell, which isn't an option here. So we're gonna drop our spells by 1. We're gonna use the strength spell, and we're gonna leap across. We're gonna overshoot it. You cast your spell. With your newfound strength, you leap easily to the center of the room over the trench and break open the lock on the chest. Curse as you find nothing inside, but a good weight of lead shot. Okay, well we'll take the lead shot then. Quickly, you leap back across the trench towards the other door, as the spell is wearing off. Oh no, the spell's wearing off. Test your luck! If you're lucky, turn to 206. If you're unlucky, 82. Well, I'm going to put the lead shot in our inventory first. Lead shot. So there we go, we've got lead shot. So we should test our luck. Now, for testing our luck, we roll the 2 dice, and if we get equal to or under than our luck, we pass. Well, our luck is 12. Our luck is 12, so there's no way we can lose this, but we'll do the dice roll anyway. 7! It's a pass. The luck goes down by 1 because we've used luck 1 time, and we are lucky, so we turn to 206. The door and find yourself at the foot of another spiral staircase leading up into the Black Tower. Climbing the stairs, you eventually come to a landing where a single door is the only way onwards. You try this door and it opens slowly. Turn to 182. Alright, I will. You feel yourself sucked into the room. We've got a picture here, guys. We've got a picture as well at 182. Find yourself sucked into the room. As if by magic, your torch flickers and dies. The room is pitch black. From nowhere, yet everywhere, comes a mocking laugh which fills the room. Foolish adventurer, says another voice, which changes its tone from high to low as it speaks. Welcome to the home of the Ganges. Unfortunately, it will be the last room you ever see. Ah, but of course. You cannot see, can you? But we can see you, can't we, brothers? And laughing voices come from all around you. Suddenly, a ghostly white luminous face flies towards you. You recoil in horror, throwing yourself on the ground, and begin to feel very frightened. Oh my god. Lose 1 skill, and that's not all. So we lose 1 skill, we lose 2 stamina, and we lose 1 luck point for our fear. Oh my god, that's quite a beating we've just taken just from being scared. What can you do here? Create a fire spell, try an illusion spell, feel in your backpack for an artifact, or draw your sword. Well, what's in our inventory? I don't think we've got an artifact, have we? Unless the silver mirror. What if they see their own face in the mirror? Could that be enough to kill them, do you think? I'm torn. I'm torn between fire and artifact. Let's go for mirror. Let's feel around. Let's feel around in our backpack for an artifact, and if mirror is one of them, then we're using it. 322. What will you pull from your backpack? The options are a spider in a jar, a charmed amulet, or a jar of ointment. We'll have to go for a jar of ointment then, because that's the only one of those we have. So 291. What is that? Demands a ghostly voice. You bargain with them. You will allow them to take the ointment if they will allow you through the room. You have no business with them. A ghostly hand appears from nowhere and tries to snatch the jar from your hand, but you whip it away quickly. It is indeed the ointment of healing, you hear one of the voices say quietly. We accept your offer. Oh, fuck yes, says a voice. Leave the jar where you are and leave through this door. A door in the far corner glows softly. You do not trust them and take the jar with you to the door. As you open the door, you fling the jar across the room and leave quickly. I can't believe that worked. Okay, so we've used the ointment. It's gone. It's gone. Wow, I can't believe we got away with that. Or did we? Do we die when we turn to 328? Let's find out. Fuck. I say fuck because there's a picture here. 328. Here we are. Look at this. Look at this! You close the door behind you and find yourself at the foot of yet another staircase, spiralling up into the tower. Climbing the stairs, you arrive at another balcony where a single door is the only way onwards. Trying the door, it opens easily, but as you push the door, a loud hissing noise comes from within. You step inside and turn cold as a huge six-headed hydra snakes towards you over the bodies of its previous victims. Its 6 serpent-like heads dart at you with vicious pointed teeth. You cower into the corner. What will you do? Draw your sword and fight the creature, use a creature copy spell, or use something from your backpack. I don't know if what I've got in my backpack that could possibly be of any use right now. I mean, look at the inventory again. It's not like it's a Gorgon, is it? Where we could use a mirror. Like, we've got lead shot. Can we shoot it in the heart? Thing is, if we oh, hang on, no, because we've got a magic battle sword. Maybe that will stop its heads coming back and duplicating after we beat him. Shall we just draw our sword? Fuck it, we're drawing our sword. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're not afraid. We're not afraid of a hydra. Draw the sword and battle the beast. 67 is what we're doing. You begin your fight with the creature. Your first blow is lucky and severs one of its 6 heads. The other 5 strike at you, and to your horror, 2 more heads grow where one other died. One of the head bites deep into your arm. Lose 4 stamina points! Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your sword is obviously going to be of little use. Will you use a creature copy spell or something from your backpack? We'll have to try a creature copy, I guess. So let's put the spells down by 1. 1, 4, 3. Because I really don't think I've got anything in my backpack that's any good. Right, 1, 4, 3. You concentrate and cast your spell. A hydra's torso appears, but that is all. The creature's so large that a single spell will not create a duplicate. If you have another creature copy spell, you may use it. Well, we have. Otherwise, you'd use your backpack to look for something. I don't know. I mean, we could use another spell, but we're down to 7. We're down to 7. What do we do? So if you cannot or will not use either of these, so if we can't find anything in our backpack and we can't use the spell, the thing is, I don't think we've got anything. The only possible thing we've got is the silver mirror, but I can't see what that would have to do to a hydra. So let's try the creature copy spell. So let's put our spells down and try. Oh, we did luck by mistake. Let's put that back up. There we go, creature copy. So another spell down. See if we can make a complete hydra. 360. Oh fuck, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. You cast another spell. Your partially formed hydra grows a little more, but is still not complete. You will need 1 more creature copy spell to form a whole creature. Fuck me. If you wish to cast this 3rd spell, do so and let the hydras fight to death. I think we're going to have to, or we're going to die. So another spell down. 3 spells we've had to use to make 1 hydra. So now we get to do the combat. So the hydra is skill 10. A whopping 17 stamina. Fuck. And now we let him fight it out, and we hope that our hydra wins. Right, good luck, Hydra. We're going to click through these and see what happens. It's going to take a while. That's not a great start. It's not a great start at all. So it's an even worse start. Come on, Hydra. Come on, Hydra. Yes! Come on, my Hydra, not your Hydra. Let's do it. Okay, we're even Stevens right now. We need to turn the tide a bit. No, the tide's gone out. Tide's gone out. No, come in, tide. Come in, tide. A draw! Fuck you! Oh, man. This is tense. It could all end now. It could all end now. And think, what a way to go. It's a massive beast with a lot of heads. There's no shame in it. It's just a little disappointment, that's all. Fuck me, this is tight. This is tense. It really could go either way. We just need a little bit of a good lead. Another couple of hits on him would be great. Stop drawing. Right, 2 more hits is all we need on this guy, and we win. 1 more hit. Come on, my Hydra. Can you imagine if the spell wore off? Yes! Oh, fucking yes, Hydra. You are a proper G. Oh my goodness. If your creation wins, it did. Turn to 229. Oh, I'm so fucking happy. I'm so happy. We better get some good loot from this. We better get some good loot. Oh, wait, was that right? If your creation wins, turn to 229. Yes, 229. You slam the door shut behind you. You follow a short, narrow passage which winds round and brings you to the foot of another staircase, reaching right up into the apex of the Citadel. A sign on the wall reads, "Halt! None may pass but by order of Balthus Dire." You realise you're nearing your goal. Cautiously, you climb the stairs to the next landing, right up in the belfry of the Citadel. In front of you is a solid metal door. You try the handle, but the door's locked. You lift a small flap and can see small tumblers underneath. This is a combination lock, which can only be opened by those who know the combination. Do you know the combination? No. No, I don't. I don't know any combination. If so, turn to that section of the book with the same number. If not, you may either try to break the door down or use a strength spell. We'll have to use a strength spell. Strength spell, so that takes us down to only 4 spells left now. I hope we don't need to use a lot against Balthus Dire. Oh, we do have 2 potions of magic, though, to get us back up 2 points. Maybe we should have those in a minute. 164. Was it 164? Break down the door? It was. The door is solid metal, and no amount of charging, even with a strength spell, will budge it. You fall to your knees. After having come so far, your mission has failed. Unable to go on, you'll have to try again. This time, looking for the combination on the way through. You may, if you have one, use a levitation spell to take you away out of the Citadel. You'll have to try again tomorrow night. Well, what a shame. We did quite well. We did die, and we rewound time. We quick saved. We loaded that quick save up. I thought we were doing okay. It was a bit close with that Hydra. It was a little close against that Hydra. But oh man, once again we get right to the end and we're defeated by not having gone the right direction at some point. I wonder, maybe if we'd taken that right hand staircase, who knows where that would have led. Or if we had inspected the paintings, maybe one of the paintings had the combination just painted on it. That would have been convenient. We'll never know. We'll never know. Still, that's 2 weeks done, 2 books done, 2 complete failures. We'll try again. We'll try again. What are we going to try? What are we going to try next week? Next week, I think we're going to try Death Trap Dungeon. So, if you'd care to, join us again next Thursday, same time, about 7:30 UK time, and we'll have another go. We'll have a fun read through. You're always welcome here, and I hope you enjoy the stories and the adventure, even if we fail. We've had a lot of fun on the way. So that'll be it from me for now. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye bye, Z's.